Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome to another Sandbox experiment. Last time when we tiptoed our way through termite territory, I mentioned that I wanted to go to the mountains next. This should be one of the very few places in the game where we can safely summon all 4 of the bears, so I'm curious to see how they're going to interact with each other. We already know from experience that the peaceful bear is pretty good at scaring bear hyenas, so I'm wondering if maybe that's going to apply to other predators too. But as for our tribe here, they are all inspired by the different bears as well, one creature for each of the bears that I'm hoping to see today. They're basically sending out an open invitation for a bear party, with a nice big feast and everything, so fingers crossed they'll be able to find their muses today. First we have Yuna the Bear. She has plenty of bear hyena genetics to her name, of course, and she's also probably the most fiery of the bunch. She is very easily distracted, and she loves nothing more than to go chasing after bunnies. So if she sees any of them skittering around the cliffs, she is very likely to go charging after them instead. That probably affects Dawn the Defender Bear the most, and to be honest, I can't see these two getting along very well. Defender bears are known for their hatred of violence, and we found that the Defender bears have a pretty soft spot for the bunnies of the world. So if he sees anybody messing with his bunny friends, he is going to give them a very quick taste of his hammer tail. Now I know that the Defender Bear doesn't have a hammer tail on him, but in trying to keep his features chiseled and strong, I was afraid he wouldn't have enough power to protect his tribe. So the hammer tail should provide him a little bit of a boost, kind of like the swift tail of justice maybe. The Defender Bears do almost remind me of the superheroes of the world, and I'm sure that's exactly what the bunnies think of them. Now the third creature in our tribe would be Perry the Peaceful Bear. And I know that a lot of you don't like the derp snout, but honestly I could not resist. It was the only snout that would allow us to keep that big toothy grin that the Peaceful Bear is known for, and he has those nice big bushy eyebrows too. He prefers just lazing around the grasslands, just like the Peaceful Bear himself. And I'm sure he's hoping that he can find himself a nice good berry bush to relax by too. And last but not least, we have Bella the Balance Bear. I guess you could say she's the only sane one of the bunch. While the others are always bickering and quarreling, she's just out here trying to keep things running smooth in the background, finding food for them, keeping the land safe. But like the Balance Bears are so slow, her attention to detail can leave her feeling stuck in one place. So all of these creatures are hoping to meet their own respective muses today, and we're going to try our best to find these bears spawning naturally in the world too. But if we have a little bit of trouble, then I guess we'll dip our toes into the land of the console and see if we can get them to spawn that way instead. First things first, let's take our first steps off the ports. I would imagine that Perry is probably just looking to find a good berry bush to settle down beside. Though that one looks like it might be a poison berry bush. And unfortunately for you, you are not very resistant to the poison berries. A termite mound? Wait, a termite mound on the mountain? Okay. I know a few of you mentioned that we can find the termite mounds in the grasslands too, but I did not think they were going to be here in the mountains. Wait a second. We're going to need somebody to crack that open? And I guess, Bella, that could be you, or even Yuna too. Why don't we have you scoot over this way? You're probably very, very curious. But since it's not one of your bunnies, I'm sure that curiosity is going to fade very quickly. It was a red silhouette too, so that means that it's going to be a very itchy experience for you. We could have you go ahead and crack it open for us, and then maybe it'll be Bella's job to swoop in and lick those off of you. That way you won't be taking any extra damage. So it looks like we can attempt to collect the bugs. I think that was a glitch before. If a creature didn't have the bug collecting ability, supposedly they wouldn't even be able to try. But that's not going to be up to you, Yuna. You would prefer to find some bunnies to chase after instead? So I suppose we'll just bring Bella by? Ooh, the leeches in the water too. Leeches already looking to attack you guys? Geez, Perry, you better find a safe place to rest up pretty soon. We'll have you scoot a little bit deeper into the grasses, and you can go ahead and collect the grass itself for us. I guess he's going to be the one looking to find the nesting material, since we will need to pay the peaceful bear to be your friend. Oh, you know, if Dawn noticed that these termites were harming Yuna, even though these two don't seem to like each other, I would imagine he would still be very, very upset. So if we bring him over here instead, with the leech eyeing him up from the shore, maybe he would be the one to pound at this termite hill with those big mammoth feet of his. One more try? Seems like you need a little bit more finesse to gather any food. And the defender bears aren't exactly graceful, so maybe you do need to leave this up to Bella instead. We'll go ahead and skip our very first night though, because I don't like the look of that leech, and you can use the big old band hammer to send him packing. Oh, another one too. Oh, they are relentless. And there's even another termite hill out here. Oh my gosh, Termite City is on the move. I mean, it doesn't seem like there are quite as many as there are in the Savannas, so I'm assuming it's probably still a higher spawn right there. But maybe we'll have to have you crack that one open too with your hammer tail. I could definitely see him just flattening every single one of the structures that he finds. Still no bunnies for you, Yuna, but I do see that one of these berry bushes back here looks a little bit friendlier. So we'll have Perry worm his way around the shores, settle down right beside the termite hill too, and maybe Yuna could even help lead him in that direction. She probably doesn't mean to, mind you, because something about him just puts her on edge. But as soon as she breaks her way onto the cliffs, he's going to be far behind her. I don't think he would risk tiptoeing up to that colder ground. Now Bella, why don't you see if you can dip your nimble fingers into this termite hill? See if you can grab any of them for us? Oh, there we go, you managed to grab a couple at least. Yeah, so it's definitely not a very easy food source to use if you don't have the sticky tongue. And unless you're actively trying to unlock it, it's probably not even worth trying. At least the creatures with the insect collecting abilities seemed pretty easy to unlock, though certainly not for the mountains. The sticky snout, I believe. The sticky tongue required us to be in a warm climate, so we wouldn't be able to unlock that here. But we could unlock the bat head, and those can gather insects too. Actually, the bird beak, if I can find that in here, I'm pretty sure that the bird beak was given some insect collecting skills too. Yeah, we can't see it from here, but just like how the bird beak can also dig up roots, now they can pluck little termites from their hills too. But yeah, I think it's definitely time that you guys left this termite hill behind. It's pretty clear that you're not going to get anything good out of this. So at the very least, you could go ahead and clear out the grasses here. That way we can see when it's rebuilt itself again. And then I suppose, Bella, though you will have to be mindful of the leeches, maybe you could come on down here to grab some of the shells in the water. It seems like there are plenty, and I'm sure that Don is going to make sure that you are very, very safe. He's pretty much invested now, so I guess you found yourself a little bodyguard to travel with. Oh, it would have been even more fitting if we had some little lean-bodied creatures who look like bunnies or something. They could all just huddle around him for warmth. Maybe we'll have to consider that for a future tribe, some future far-off story. But Perry, now you can finally gather up your very first berries, and maybe those sweet, delicious little morsels will be enough to spawn a peaceful bear beside you. But Yuna is not to be deterred. She wants to find some little bunnies to grab for her friend. So let's come on up here. Oh, the leeches. Oh, that must have been you, Don. Oh no, it was actually Bella? Oh, you have to keep such a good eye on her. I figured maybe she'd come out here to gather some fish, because I know that the balance bear is pretty good at fishing too. But not if there are any leeches involved. Now, Yuna, where did your little bunny go? Oh, straight up the cliffs? She is going to get so frustrated if she can't catch these things. Let's go ahead and skip the day, and then we'll let her pounce on that bunny first. Oh, as the bluebirds spawn too. Oh, and our very first peaceful bear. Oh, Perry, your dream come true. And we have another wanderer over here too? Well, something tells me you, sir, you are definitely not a bear, and I'm afraid it's bears only for this feast. But first, Yuna, before you end up losing the bunny, go ahead and pounce on this for us. And then, of course, as the leeches eye you two again. Oh, come on over here quick, Dawn, pick that leech off of her, and then send her to the shores, where it should be easier for you to escape as well. Yeah, I think you two are going to have to find some safer location to settle down. Though with the peaceful bear nearby, this might just be your safe haven. We'll just have to make sure that Perry can reach him first. Let's scoot you on over here, so we can compare you two side by side. Oh my goodness, separated at birth. Those big toothy grins, the big bushy eyebrows. Yeah, you two are definitely made to be friends. Of course, we will have to pay the peaceful bear before he's willing to hang around with us. So go ahead and offer up a little bit of your nesting material. Actually, wait a second. First, I want to excavate this area. Last time we were playing around with the bears, we noticed that there was a permanent nest right behind him, and I figured he was probably just hiding it. But a few of you wondered if maybe he had built it with the nesting material, so I just want to make sure that that wasn't the case. So all of the tiles around him are completely revealed. Let's go ahead and offer up that nesting material. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he builds nests. He just tucks it away somewhere for a rainy day, I guess. Like seriously, what are you using all that nesting material for? Why are we paying you in nesting material? I understand giving the bear Yuna's food, but nesting material not really. I mean, unless you're using the nesting material to build those big bushy eyebrows. I guess I could understand that too. But let's go ahead and pick up some of the grass around here, because we might as well clear this out, so we'll have enough material to pay him every time he gets a little bit greedy. Oh, and speaking of greedy, have you actually stolen our berries, little one? This strange gazelle just lurking in the darkness. I think our bears are going to have to investigate. Let's go ahead and skip the day again and see if any other bears want to come out and play. Excuse me? Oh, she was bleeding. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Dawn, you're not doing your job. Lick her wounds, please. We got so distracted by the peaceful bear that I completely forgot about that leech. Oh my gosh, I thought he turned around and attacked her or something. Well, this is an interaction that I'm very curious about. We haven't seen how the balanced bears interact with the peaceful bears yet, so I'm not sure if they're going to be afraid of him too. But right now, he is still our friend. It says this animal is replete, so basically he has enough supplies to keep him happy. But that won't be the case for our tribe if that wanderer keeps stealing our berries. So go ahead and collect all the food around here. There you are, little gazelle. Ooh, with a fiery red fur color and everything. Gosh, you were looking a little bit devilish. Maybe we should bring Yuna down here to get a look at you. I have a feeling that you're going to be running pretty quickly if you see her stumbling down from the cliffs. Is he just coming by to dig up all of our roots? I mean, I guess we could let him do that. It's not as though any of our creatures can dig them up. But if you get too close to our berries again, you're going to find very quickly that our bears are not so forgiving. Are you checking out our peaceful bear too? Ooh, trying to steal him to your side. It looks like our peaceful bear is actually sitting right on top of his root. I wonder if he's going to scare away the rogues too? I mean, the rogue isn't technically our enemy, so I don't see why he would, but maybe that would be different for the rogue males, because they do have the red silhouettes too, just like the bear hyenas. Well, let's go ahead and skip the day and see what happens. Are you gonna stay right there, little guy? Yep, he is not deterred one bit. He wants that root that you're sitting on, and he is not leaving until he gets it. Well, are you still happy with your nesting material? Yeah, but it looks like we don't need to give him any more yet. So that leads me to my other question, and that's whether or not these peaceful bears are going to protect our babies. I guess right now would be the perfect time for us to test it too, since we do have a bluebird lurking overhead. A few of you have mentioned that supposedly these bears will stay by the nest, so I just want to see if that is the case or not. So Dawn and Bella, maybe it's about time that you two start a little family together. Ooh, but we will need to gather up some more nesting material, so I guess that's where you come in, Perry. See if you can find a little bit for the happy family to use. There we go. Go ahead and plop down a nest right behind him, and then maybe pick up some more to replenish our stock. because I have a feeling payday is coming up very soon for Perry. Now I'm sure hot-headed Yuna would not be able to stand this non-bear in their space. So we'll bring her down here to gently nudge this little devil aside. Oh, but he is not deterred one bit. Yuna, I think you might have to land another swipe. You have him bleeding this time, but is that root really worth it? One little root sitting right underneath the peaceful bear. Are you really willing to risk your life for this thing? Well, in a bout of frustration, we'll have Yuna smash these rocks beside her. Show this little devil that you mean business. I guess she is staying true to her Bearina heritage in this way. She's going to get this guy to leave one way or another. And how adorable is this little baby in the nest? Oh my gosh. Well, if you ever wondered what a baby between these bears would look like, I guess this is a pretty good guess. And as for her name, I actually forgot that I did this until now, but I've been trying to digitize the big name list that I use for all of our challenges. So I'm going back through every last one of my challenge videos to add all of your names to the game file, and that means creatures who are born here will be randomly generated with one of those names. And that includes wanderers too. So we have Roko and we have Nichi from the name list. So just in case any of you are confused by the names today, that's why they might look a little bit strange. It's good to know that all of that is in working order though, so it should be much easier for us to use it for our challenges. Now, are we really willing to risk the life of our very first baby? Oh my gosh. I am going to be so sad if she gets swept away. I did increase the lifespan of the babies a little bit, so they'll stay 1 gem longer. That way we can test this over a few days. Our peaceful bear is still happy with this nesting material too. So Bella, why don't we have you come on down here to the ocean? Oh boy. And we'll see if we can find some fish with you. Oh, please tell me you're not coming for our baby. The bluebird is coming straight toward her. This is not good, you guys. I don't think our peaceful bear is watching the baby. One more turn. Oh no, little Nichi. Oh, she's gone in an instant. Peaceful bear, how could you? Okay, so that's one theory debunked. Peaceful bear is definitely not watching our babies for us. So that means you two are just going to have another baby, huh? Though I'm sure nothing will fill the void that Nichi has left. I don't know if we've ever seen that happen on my channel before. I don't think we've ever lost a baby to the bluebird. So yet another experiment for the books, I guess. Now we have truly seen the bluebird in action. It's kind of funny because we actually tried to lure the bluebird toward our tribe back when we were playing through the mountains on Adam's Quest. But the bluebirds in that save file could truly care less that we were handing them a meal. It was almost like they knew that we were trying to trick them. Now I think our peaceful bear might actually be done with this nesting material. Oh no, he's still fine? Okay, Mr. Peaceful Bear. I thought he only moved when he was out of nesting material, but I guess that's not the case either. Moving away from the scene of the crime, maybe? I see how it is. You just don't want Pella to know that you lost her baby. Well, at least with the Peaceful Bear out of the way, you should finally be able to dig up your precious root, and then be off on your way before Yuna gets a hold of you. We'll grab these berries, just in case the Peaceful Bear himself gets too hungry. And Perry can go ahead and scoop out the grass over here too. Oh, are you running to our resident superhero? Looking for a little bit of healing, perhaps? Well, Dawn the Defender Bear will go ahead and lick your wounds, and you can tell him all about how that vicious Bearina attacked you from the cliffs. He and Yuna are going to have a little conversation, or a little confrontation even, because there's no room in his grasslands for hotheads. But since the other bears haven't responded to our invitation yet, I think it might be time to see if we can throw a little bit of divine intervention into the mix. Let's go ahead and open up the console. So just so you guys know, the console is known for being a pretty buggy thing. Basically, this is kind of like cheat mode. There are various codes you can enter in to change the way that your game is progressing. Because it's such a popular way to play the game, I know the developers were working on fixing a lot of the game-breaking issues. But I would always recommend that you back up your save files first, just in case you do break anything. So in order to find some more bears out here, we're going to want to use the increase spawn command. And then we just type in the name of the entity that we want to see more of. So rabbits, moles, I guess berry bushes too. Can you actually summon in berry bushes? Well, that's an experiment for a different day. We just want the bears. So let's see how we would type that in here. Yeah, they do have different names. Chill Bear, Defender Bear, and Ice Bear Fox. Is that the Balance Bear? Or is that the Arctic Ram Fox? Wait a second. No, the Arctic Ram Fox has its own name. So that really was the Balance Bear? Well, alright, Ice Bear Fox it is. Let's see if that works. That should just increase the probability of them appearing. Then we'll go for the Defender Bear next, and I'm going to assume that the Chill Bear is probably actually the Peaceful Bear, so we don't need to see another one of you. The only other thing we would need is the Bear Hyenas, but I didn't see that on the list. Yeah, Bear Hyenas aren't here, so it must be a different name. Maybe Carnivore? Yeah, they used to be known as carnivores in the early versions of the game, so increase spawn for the carnivores too. That ought to do the trick. So let's finish off our turn here and cross our fingers that it works. It doesn't look like we have any more bunnies for Yuna to go after, so since our little devil has found a way to escape, he must be like just barely hiding behind that termite hill. Let's have Yuna escape off this way so she can help by carving out a pathway through the grasses too. Maybe even taking out her frustration on the grass tufts, since she's out of rocks to smash. Though I guess she could be going after the moles too. Those are also a pretty good source of meat. And Bella, I don't think you have anything else to do either. That termite hill is a little bit too dangerous for you, so we're going to make sure that you stay far away from cracking it open. So let's go ahead and skip the day and watch the darkness. Oh my goodness. As so many different bears spawn. Did you see that? We have a carnivore lurking right behind you, Dawn. A nice big bear Yuna. Probably heard about Yuna and all of her struggles. And the Defender Bear is here as well. Your own spirit animal. So you know better than to take a swing. I wonder if we could actually use our little devil as bait. Like, do you think he would stick around long enough? Or is he going to hightail it out of here as soon as he sees this bear Yuna? Well, let's bring you back around this way. Hopefully that'll be far enough away. Hopefully it hasn't locked eyes with you. Actually, as long as we give the Peaceful Bear some more nesting material, I would imagine that the bear Yuna is going to stay far away anyways. So we just need one more piece. Well, that's your job, Perry. Can you go ahead and get us one more? Oh no, you're having some trouble collecting them today? That is very unfortunate. But it looks like Yuna actually pulled through for you. See, you guys always write her off to be the hothead, but she really cares about this tribe too. So we're gonna do things a little bit out of order here. Let's bring Bella down to his side, and you could offer up that extra nesting material to him. Oh, it just dawned on me too. You probably could have just picked up your own nest and given that to him too. That probably would have worked just the same. Well, at least that's a couple more days worth of payment now. And maybe this time you'll actually keep our babies safe? Speaking of which, I love how all of their babies look like little Dalmatians. This guy actually has the claw like his mother? Awkward. Oh my gosh. Tell me how you really feel, Niche. Tell me how you really feel about this bear party. I mean, yeah, it's kind of an awkward situation. We have bears on all sides of us, and if we make one wrong move, we are going to have the Defender Bears swooping in to attack us too. Dawn knows that better than anybody else here. Now the only bear we're missing is the Balance Bear, so fingers crossed we'll see them spawn today too. Oh, hello. Did you try to attack us? Dawn has some pretty good defense, so I don't think the bear Yuna can even land a hit. So he's kind of just swooping over the bear Yuna's shoulder right now like, hey, are you two fighting over here? Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think so. But we'll see if he's still locked on the next turn. So let's have little awkward baby toddle into his father's shadow. We'll leave him right there just to see what goes down. And that leaves you, Bella, to go toddling off into the mountains, because I want to see if you can track down one of your Balance Bear friends. Maybe all it needs is to see your beautiful spotty fur. Ironically, I guess the balance bear is the shyest of the bunch. I would say maybe we got it wrong and that ice fox bear or whatever they called it was just the wrong one for us to pick. But if that was the case, something else surely would have spawned in its place. So maybe we should just go ahead and enter it in one more time. Increase the spawn of that ice bear fox for us this time, please. So we'll have you take one more step up. I don't want it to spawn too far away from the tribe because then they won't be able to interact. Oh, hello, little squirrel. Yeah, probably not the best place for you to spawn, especially because Yuna just lost her meal of this mole. Oh, you look just like a tasty little squirrel to her, and with the derp snout too. That big, toothy grin probably reminds her exactly of that eerie smile that Perry wears. And the eerie smile of our peaceful bear as well. So, I think it's pretty clear she's gonna send you packing. Oh, yet again! A nice big swipe and these creatures don't even care. They could literally care less that you're trying to chase them away. It's all about those roots, I guess. She's probably just about to give up at this point, and to be honest, who could even blame her? Oh, you could even gather flowers for your peaceful bear friend. Maybe make a little flower crown for him to wear? And even the Krabbits are trying to sneak into the bear party now. Well, Don, we're going to leave you right here, because you have to stay next to your little awkward baby anyways. So let's go ahead and skip the day again. We cross our fingers for a balance bear next. Oh, did you see that? Defender bear, swooping in to protect your own loyal follower. Even just the threat of violence is enough to set him off. I mean, Don over here, he still hasn't taken a single day's worth of damage because he's soaked up all of the bear Yuna's attacks. But it's clear that that's not enough for you, Defender Bear. So that's good to know. We have somebody watching over our backs at all times. Though at the same time, if we try to get in on it, then he's going to turn on us too. So, little awkward baby, let's gently nudge you away from the fight. Straight into the waiting arms of the Krabbits on the hills. Do we still seriously not have a single balance bear on these mountains? Still, Bella? Well, it's not going to be a bear party until the balance bear gets involved. I don't know, maybe we'll have to rejoin our little bear tribe for another experiment on the mountains then, because I really want to see how the balance bear is going to react to the peaceful bear too. And we've already learned quite a few new things about the bears in this episode anyways, and the bluebird's fearlessness around them is probably the most important of all. So, I think we will actually join our bear adventurers one more time. Maybe we could even see if Yuna could find some love in her future too. I kind of wonder if this little squirrel here, I mean, despite the fact that he was very clearly shown the door, is trying to offer up some food. Kind of like how we tame the friendly bear Yunas of the world. He must really have eyes for her. Or he's hoping to attract a potential guard to his oak tree. Because somebody who can smash open rocks can surely scare away predators. So let me know if there's anything else that you guys would like me to test during this experiment too. And I'll try my best to make that happen in the next episode. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!